That's the beauty of like starting off like a show, you know, because like you have no expectations.
I have some expectations.
Not like stop that. You don't have expectations.
No.
Just go in there blind and just do whatever you want.
Have you ever? Okay, being blind is not good because when you get up in the middle of the night, you can't see anything, and you stub your toe.
You're
You're gonna be eating those words.
Yeah, but see, now you know where stuff is, so you won't stub your toe next time.
Yeah, you gotta fall over first.
My house is an obstacle course. Every time I get up, I'm going to hit something.
But see, when you're doing a show like this, the analogy is like you're constantly in the dark, so you just bump into stuff until you figure out where it is, so you just don't hit it again.
It's my boy right there.
So it's like William Tell.
Yeah.
We just point and shoot.
Yeah.
And hope we don't kill ourselves.
Yeah.
All right.
You're just perpetually Ray Charles, and you just hope you hit the right notes on your piano. And look at him, he got famous, so I think...
Stevie Wonder was blind.
Yeah, no talent whatsoever, just blind. That's his only skill.
Alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Then he is blind. I correct myself because I
Yeah.
said he was blind, past tense, as in he's dead, or he was somehow cured of his blindness.
I mean, it's 2017. We've been cloning sheep for like 10 years. So
we can't give Stevie Wonder some sheep eyes.
We can't give him some cyber eyes? Is that just a thing we can't do? Does he not want the eyes?
No.
Stevie Wonder, hit us up. We need to know.
We'll take care of you, fam.
Anyway, we're like a minute and a half in.
I think that's a good opener.
That is a good
I
opener.
feel good. You guys feel good?
Well, shall we introduce ourselves then for the people at home?
Do we even have to at this point?
Well, what about the people that come in on episode 3 and it just starts off with Landon just like
That's
talking
true.
about
All right.
in a show like
All right. Well, let's give our guest first billing this time. We have a special guest with us today.
I get
in the
first
back
billing?
row.
Yeah.
Well,
we do you right.
That's
on
crazy.
Our show.
we do you right in the back row. Welcome to the back row.
I like to get done right.
Where we just, yeah, we do. We're the annoying guys who sit in the back of the theater and talk about the movies. And our special guest today is, of course, Mr. Landon Boozer.
It's your boy, Landon. Do we plug social media here? Is that a thing we do?
No, you can plug
feel
it.
free.
Okay.
Feel free. I was thinking about plugging my Twitter, but like it's a cesspool of awfulness.
See, I normally plug my Twitter, which is hilarious because I don't do anything on Twitter. Like you really just follow me for like that one moment where I tweet something that's either going to be hysterical or the dumbest thing you ever read.
No, like that one time you just responded to my tweet out of nowhere. Like I had never heard from you in ages, and I just tweeted something angrily about like McDonald's doesn't have onion rings. Stop asking for them, and Landon just goes, "Why not though?
Why not?
Where are they?"
That's the question I want answered.
Well, you are with Live 5.
This is true.
You should be able to find him, Mr. Journalist.
Well, I'm not the journalist here. I can redirect you to a journalist, and they can investigate this story. But back to me plugging my social media. If you want to follow me on Twitter for God knows what reason, you can do so at _callmetba. That's probably going to be invalid by the time people see this because I was thinking about changing it.
Yeah.
But here's hoping. Keep your fingers crossed.
And of course, I am Jacob, and this is my illustrious co-host, DJ.
I am DJ.
Yes.
And I have a Facebook, so you can add me. We can be friends.
You don't have to be sensual about it. Like, I'm DJ.
I'm DJ.
I just have a sultry voice.
If that's what you want to call it.
That's also... No, I'm not going to say that. Never mind.
Anyway, so Landon, you are a member of the broadcast major, as ourselves are.
Radio, television.
Yeah, and
media
you actually
production.
work in the station.
Yes.
What do you do over there?
I am a web content producer, so a lot of the stuff that you see on the websites, push notifications on your mobile phone.
I swear to God. Again. It's like freaking clockwork every time. Literally 2 seconds before that happened, I put mine on vibrate.
Mine's always on vibrate. I don't even know what my ringtone is.
It's my mom.
Shout out to mom.
Shout out to mom. I'm not picking up the phone right now.
This is why.
I really hope it's not important. I really hope you're okay.
Well, if it is, we'll just call again.
Yeah. But
What was I talking about? I was
TV.
saying something.
you were
Oh,
talking-
yeah.
Yeah.
if you see something on the website, on social media, if you get a push notification on your phone, if it's in the morning, most likely that's me.
Yo, it's your boy Landon.
Before that, I was doing radio. I was like an on-air personality for like online radio. I was doing that for a collective 4 years, maybe 4 or 5 years.
So you're very home here on our podcast.
Yeah. Like they told me not to cuss, and I was like, I got you, fam. Like not cussing with a microphone in front of my face is kind of my thing.
It's hard for me
because you have a very tiny filter.
Because people who know me know that swearing is 90% of my vocabulary.
I understand, dude. I swear all the time. But
as do I. Well, okay, no, it's easy for me to shut
like,
it off because I don't curse around my family.
But the weird thing
yeah,
is,
that's the thing.
I
me
do.
too.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
That's why I said
they
you
used to like
barely
wash
have a
my.
filter.
They used to wash my mouth out with soap, but I became immune to it, so they gave it up. Like
Yeah.
they washed it out so much that I got used to it.
Like,
Yeah, see, like
can
they
I get
wouldn't.
some soap with the side of that French fry?
Nah, see, I would not get like my mouth washed out. They would just smack the melanin right out of my skin.
Yeah, that happened to me too. I feel like our moms would get along.
Probably, dude. Like, my mom's a savage. Like, she will beat the daylights out of me. There'll be times I got beat just so I wouldn't do something wrong in the future.
But like, nobody really gave us that rule. They never really sat us down. And was like, hey, here's a list of rules. I think the no cussing rule just came from us.
No, because this whole thing is ours. They were just like, yeah, do it. But, we're doing this with the school equipment, school, everything. And it's club run.
Yeah.
And, we wouldn't want to get our presidents and the
but if this was just me,
in trouble.
If this was just us and was not sponsored by
anyone, it'd be everything.
I understand
there
that.
would be, some of the things that would come out of our mouths, we could probably go to jail for.
Nah, just say allegedly in front of it, then like
allegedly.
you're in the clear.
Yeah, I just gotta say allegedly.
I allegedly would go to jail.
Anyway. So Landon, you are a lover of movies, correct?
I'm a lover of stories.
Stories.
Yeah. I say that because I don't watch a lot of movies, but I'm very interested in hearing people talk about the movies that they watch.
Oh, then it's perfect for you to be on here.
You are in a good place.
Fantastic.
Welcome to the back row.
Like, I can't even tell you the last movie that's not true. I saw Doctor Strange.
What? That's so far back.
Exactly.
That was like last year.
It's on Netflix, so
maybe.
if whoever's listening,
he's
has
saying
Netflix.
like the last movie he like went out and saw was Doctor Strange.
Well, it doesn't have to be at the theater.
No, it definitely was. Yeah.
Like
that was the.
It probably wasn't the last movie I saw. It was the last memorable movie that I saw. And I say that because it was aesthetically pleasing. It was nice to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Atomic Blonde before I went on vacation.
How was that?
It was like a lot of people were hyping it up to be like female John Wick.
Yeah.
Which it was not. I love John Wick. John Wick is awesome.
Yeah. I think that's something we can
True.
But Atomic Blonde is like it's actually like a spy movie set in 1989, right before the Berlin Wall crumbles. And so you got the classic West and East Berlin espionage type spy stuff. And it's this thing with like a list of all the agents, and they're trying to find the double agent. And it's got all these plot points that just kind of intersect and become, I don't know, it felt really cluttered. And they did this big twist at the end that felt kind of forced. Like they dropped like 3 plot twists on you in like 20 minutes.
That's crazy.
They're just like, hey, this, hey, that, hey, also, bam. I'm just like, wait, wait, what is? I don't understand what. What is the motivation? I don't. But
speaking of twists, the last movie I saw
it was a
last
Shyamalan
night,
film, wasn't it?
It was not.
I want to say one. I want to say one more thing about Atomic Blonde.
We'll get to.
No, hold on.
Movie.
Hey.
It is gorgeously shot.
All right.
Like it is beautiful to look at. Like they got all sorts. Like in the theater. Like I went with my mom and my stepdad.
You said one thing. This is another thing.
I'm gonna go off on a tangent.
It's a continuation. This still counts as one thing.
Let me finish my story about Atomic Blonde, and then you can talk about.
I thought we would intro what we saw.
Okay.
And then talk about it.
All right. Okay. Then I'll continue my story later. Then go ahead.
Why are you gonna make me the bad guy?
Because it's really easy.
I feel like Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight, and you're the Joker.
It's really easy. It's really easy to make you the bad guy, DJ. Like, incredibly.
No, he's making himself the bad guy because he asked for this time, and he's not doing anything with it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Why am I being ganged up on?
No, ignore that and just tell your side.
Tell what you saw.
All right. Last night I rewatched Seven.
That's 7 what?
7.
Just 7?
SE7EN.
Fantastic film.
That was a good quality joke on my part. Oh, yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, David Fincher.
Where Brad Pitt actually gets
Pitt.
to play a character in that instead of just being cast as Brad Pitt.
A whole character.
No, like have you noticed that
I've definitely noticed.
that in a lot of movies recently where it's Brad Pitt, it's not.
He's not playing somebody. It's just
He's
Brad
Brad
Pitt
Pitt.
in this situation.
World War Z was just Brad Pitt in a zombie apocalypse. It's like, what if Brad Pitt was in a zombie apocalypse?
This movie can't fail.
Instead of like Burn After Notice, where he was playing this, what kind of like he was kind of like.
No, Burn After Reading.
What did I say?
Burn After Notice.
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I combined Burn Notice and Burn After Reading to make the ultimate mashup film.
Yeah, he played like this douchey kind of idiot gym guy. I can say douche. Douche is a term. He was, yeah.
Can we say that?
It's not a curse word.
I thought it was.
Now,
Anyway.
it's a contextual thing. Like, you can refer to somebody like as a douche, but you can't talk about an actual, It's kind of like with the word, the slang for penis.
Oh, like you can't say that, but you can.
You can
penis.
call
Okay,
someone.
the way I see it is if we're not gonna say like FSA, like
Of course,
the main
of course.
things that you're not gonna see
You
on
mean
a
the
TV.
Deadly Seven?
Shut up. the words you're not gonna hear on like a TV 14 program.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like-
see.
that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
You just did the yeah without me.
You didn't kick in.
It was a
definitely
back
coulda-
and forth.
you coulda joined
It wasn't
in.
a three
You coulda
way.
You
joined
could
in.
have joined in.
You could have joined in. You could have easily been like, yeah.
And we
Like,
would
you
have
could-
hopped in right there with you,
Oh.
You would
man.
have loved it.
My heart is broken.
No, you
Oh my
missed it. It's
God.
your fault. We had it right there. We served it to you. Like, hey, DJ, you want
Just
to
like how we served you that time at the beginning
Oh,
of this
no.
show, and you didn't.
You guys were making eye contact at each other, and I was just here.
I looked at you.
No, you didn't.
I did.
I was doing like
Oh, jeez.
it was like watching a tennis game. Every time you guys said it, I was like back and forth. I was like, this is
Today-
happening to
So
me.
sensitive.
Today on the back row, DJ's heart is broken. More after the break.
More after the breaking of
Oh.
my heart.
Oh, did you hear, folks? Did you hear that loud cracking noise? It was DJ's heart. That's what that was.
What was the most heartbreaking movie you've ever seen?
I thought we were talking about Atomic Blonde and Seven.
This is the tangent.
Yeah, do a quick little bit.
Moulin
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge. Mm.
Or instead
I-
of most heart-wrenching or heartbreaking, what's the
Either-
most recent one you've seen?
The last one I cried at was La La Land. That finale just freaking. Ooh.
The
Oh,
last
geez.
one that moved me like that was some weeb trash.
Lord help us.
Was the second Evangelion movie.
Okay, I can respect that.
It was the end of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You know it's important because I actually saw it.
Like that ending was real powerful, real good.
The last movie that like got to me like that, and I think it's because of how I grew up being in a military family, but like Fury.
Fury?
I still want to watch that.
It's a really good movie.
That's the
That's
one
another-
with the tank, right?
Yeah.
It's another Brad Pitt movie. Was he playing Brad Pitt?
No, he's playing a real character.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love Brad Pitt, like when he gets to play a character. Like in Seven, or what was that other movie he was in that he did a great job? It was
The Tarantino movie.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Inglorious Bastards.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
It might be.
Wasn't he in Pulp Fiction or something?
No.
No. Or am I-
About the Nazis.
no, I know that's Inglorious Bastards. Was he in Inglorious Bastards?
Yeah, he played the guy who had his the slit throat scar. He's like, I want
that's-
some Nazi scalps.
That's the no. It's not the Tarantino
Are you
movie.
kidding me?
Sorry, I was really excited. It's not the Tarantino movie, but that is a good one where he's in. It's Fight Club. That's the one.
Yes.
That's the one.
Yes.
That takes place after 7, and I want to do a whole episode on Fight Club later. Not
I would love to do an episode on Fight Club.
we'll have to bring you back.
We'll bring you back for an episode. On Fight
Yeah, I
Club.
love talking about Fight
I
Club.
love Fight, but you're not.
But we
supposed
can't
to.
talk about it.
We
You're not
can't.
supposed to,
Dude, I'm a rule breaker. I live my life on the edge of the law.
dude. That's
1/4 mile at a time.
Landon's like the edgiest guest we'll ever have on this show. Like he's so edgy. I don't even.
I know.
I gave him a high five today and I cut my hand.
Dude,
Like,
you
he's
can't handle
so
this
edgy.
edge. You cannot handle this edge, bro.
I accidentally ran to him in the hallway, and my arm fell off.
Dude, yeah, I saw that.
It was crazy.
Like he's literally sitting here.
But
with
he's
that
also
arm.
super cool, so he just like picked it up and was like,
He's
"Here
like-
you go, bro."
He's like he's somehow like edgy, but like also really chill.
Yeah.
I'm like a Gillette razor.
Yes.
Best a man can get.
But yeah,
Send
but
that
yeah,
check. Send
yeah,
it.
that Evangelion movie ending.
This
really-
podcast not brought to you by Gillette.
But if you do want to pay us,
I mean, I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna be getting any of the money since I'm not an official member, but
Like-
like I'll look out for my boys.
but like
That's a bro right
I
there.
would sell out. I would. I would sell out for that. I would gladly be like, hey, we want to get. I would still do some like my small little bits of rebellion. Like, hey, we want you to only talk about a movie that has to do with razors. I'm like, how the heck am I supposed to do that, Mr. Gillette?
Sweeney
man?
Todd.
Sweeney Todd.
There you go.
Demon
Brought to you
Barber.
by Gillette.
Brought to you by Gillette.
Don't cut yourself.
Please. It's not what the razor's for.
Did you know that the razors that he used later on laid the foundation for Gillette?
Oh my god.
Wow. And how much are Gillette?
Gillette? That's a good question. I don't use Gillette razors, but I will if you pay me.
All right, so let's start with Doctor Strange.
Go.
Doctor Strange had a really bad antagonist.
I've heard that. I never got to. I
Is
never
he,
got to catch it.
You mean Hannibal?
What's that? I don't even
The
remember.
guy with the crusty eyes.
No, he wasn't the main antagonist.
Yo,
he was
Hannibal Lecter was in that movie.
Dude, it was crazy.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen.
He was eating people.
Yeah. I mean, on Hannibal.
But it was, I can't remember. I'm really bad with
Dormammu.
Yeah. He was a bad
The
antagonist.
big, like, evil.
Yeah. In the context of that movie, he was really bad. I'm
I'm
not-
He was only in it for like 5 minutes.
That's why it was bad.
I think he'll come back.
Like, if you want to have like a really good antagonist,
You gotta like build him up. You gotta
Yeah.
develop it.
make me feel threatened just by them existing.
Like,
Yeah.
like another example. I'm gonna bring like since I know that I can do this now because Landon's speech at the beginning inspired me. I'm gonna bring an anime on these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Against
But, like-
my better judgment, I'll allow it.
Like for example, as much as I love Cowboy Bebop, Vicious didn't do anything.
But see, I make the argument that like the main antagonist of Cowboy Bebop, that was not the focus.
That's true.
Like the main focus of Cowboy Bebop, those were just people who were just lost, who like didn't have any meaning like in life, and they were
Yeah.
just trying to find their way.
I think
Yeah.
that's why I like Bebop so much.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. But and then the movie was pretty good. I love the movie.
I haven't seen.
I haven't seen the movie.
I saw the movie for like $15 and it was cheaper than buying the whole series, which I still need to buy the whole series, but I bought the movie, I watched it. It was a good movie. It was funny because it had to have taken place before the end of the series.
Right.
As you know why. But
Yeah. Had no choice.
it was really good. But yeah, you have to like, or I guess my Cowboy Bebop reference to that doesn't
If you want to have
doesn't
a
mean much to that like argument.
but like
Yes.
a good antagonist that still fits in the comic book world, like you have to look at the greatest example, and that is the Dark Knight's Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But But here's the thing with me is a lot of the Batman villains don't get the love they deserve. Harley Quinn's gotten too much love. I can't stand her anymore.
It's hard to give the other members of the Rogue Gallery love because Joker's he's like the perfect Batman villain.
Yeah, because he's opposite of Batman in every way.
They want the exact same thing.
And he's built up.
Yeah.
And he's constantly built up throughout the series, even throughout the movie, to be scary and he's not just thrown in at the last like couple seconds.
Like he's somebody who like attacks Batman like at his greatest weakness. He completely nullifies Batman's greatest strengths.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of what Batman does to like thugs, he intimidates people.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's his thing. Joker doesn't care.
Yeah. Can't be intimidated.
He can't be intimidated. He directly wants to attack Gotham, which Batman wants so much. He wants to prove to the world that people are just like him. I was talking to you about this. I think
2 days
Tuesday.
ago.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like Joker wants to prove that everybody's just like him.
Yeah.
Like deep down inside, everybody's just a nihilistic SOB who just
A nihilistic society of broadcaster?
yes.
Yeah, Joker's one of us.
He's one of us.
And like on the other side, Batman wants to prove that deep down inside, everybody wants justice.
Yep.
Yeah. So they want the exact opposite,
Yeah.
which is why he's the perfect antagonist.
And that's why that quote, this is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, is like their defining relationship.
And another thing that makes Joker so great is at the end of the movie, Joker wins. Joker wins pretty consistently throughout the entire movie, but like the last moment, like he wins because the decision at the end. If you haven't seen the movie, I'm not gonna spoil it to you, but shame on you because
you need to watch it.
you're a heathen. Coming from somebody.
Wait. We don't want to call them heathens and tie it over to Suicide Squad.
Because that movie's bad.
That movie's horrible.
It
We
won an
need
Oscar.
to stop because we could do hours on DC stuff. So let's take it back to Doctor
they have,
Strange.
Like
Hold,
one
save
good
it,
thing.
save it, save it.
DC has
save
one
it,
good.
save it. Save it for another episode.
But
Actually,
like,
I heard Wonder Woman was good. So
Wonder
that's
Woman-
two.
Wonder
That's
Woman-
2 wins
I
for them.
did
Great
enjoy
job,
that.
DC.
Yeah.
Great job. You wanna try and get on Marmal's level?
Marvel.
Marmal?
But I forgot what the point I was making was.
How you
Antagonist with balls.
need to put as much character development into the villain as well as
Yeah.
your hero.
Because,
as
like-
is not the case with Doctor Strange.
Because like your antagonist is the only reason the movie happens.
Yeah.
Like if there was no Joker, like Batman would just be chilling. He
Jay
would just
Jones.
be rich, eating croutons.
Well, no,
living
it's
it
not
up.
just the Joker is the thing. Is because there's a plethora of Batman villains.
I mean, there are.
like my
but
personal favorite, Scarecrow, the great
Scarecrow's good.
Jonathan Crane, I love him because of what he stands for and how like just the sheer chaos and destruction he could cause, and like that's what made me mad about the Batman Begins is that he like took second billing. Like it looked like he was the main antagonist. He took second billing to Ra's al Ghul for no reason. Well, I know why. It's because it was played by Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, that's
It's
really
like,
it.
hey, we got it. We paid Liam Neeson, so
Hey,
why don't we just show him?
Batman's lucky he didn't get taken.
He's got a. I'm not gonna make the joke. I really wanted to. I'm just not going to.
I hate you both right now.
Hey, at least I stopped myself.
At least you did. DJ had no self-control.
No.
But yeah,
But-
Dormammu was trash.
Yeah.
Cause, first off, what was his motivation in Doctor Strange?
I can't
Probably to
remember.
like destroy the world or
Yeah.
something.
That's
Something
boring.
generic.
That's boring. We know he's not gonna destroy the world because Marvel still needs to keep making movies.
Yeah.
The world just can't be over. So I'm going into this movie thinking that all right.
I'm sorry.
I
I just like for,
Are you
for
swatting
like,
a fly?
so like for all those viewers, I just whacked my hand right in front of DJ's face.
And like I know it's a very like, meta way to think about
Yeah.
movies, and that kind of thinking can be considered
Well,
bad.
here's the thing with that, like if I may interject.
Yeah, go for it.
And like bring it back to the second Evangelion movie. The end, where if you haven't seen it, this is a spoiler. So I guess
Spoiler alert.
spoiler alert. Like at the end, you remember like it's the chorus of the Japanese like folk song, and they're floating up into heaven, and like and the last line of the movie is "This is the end of the world."
Yeah.
And like credits, and I was like, oh, wow. And then, like, the fact that it was just, I feel like that kind of ending was so powerful for me because everything that they had built, all these characters and all these, like, plot lines that they have opened up, all this other stuff just seemed to just be, like, done. Like,
Yeah. And it makes sense.
And, like, they're just done. And you just don't, and, like, it felt like everything was just ripped away from me. And it felt so weird. And then it was ruined by the post-credit scene where where they go, JK, and they, like, throw the spear, and it stops the end of the world. And he's like, JK, it's not over. We're making a third one and a fourth one. And I'm just like, man, what?
Yeah. I hate continuations. But, like, back to the whole end of the world threat. Like, it doesn't...
Well, that
when you do it in, like, End of Evangelion, that makes sense. Because you build up everything, and it's like, the story could actually end here.
Yeah.
With the end of the world.
Yeah, and
But,
it's so powerful because all these like in the second movie, like in the show, the End of Evangelion was also powerful because like, oh yeah, this is all sorts of crazy stuff. And then but the second movie, you had all sorts of plot lines and characters and everything else that you have built in and like for 2 movies, like not not including the series, like separating it from the series, which I also love. Is they just build all this other stuff, and then it's just ripped away. It's ripped away from you at the last second. It's like, the end. This is the end of the world. The end.
It's
over.
over.
Just like, okay. And
like, that matters. But I look at Doctor Strange, I'm like, this is an origin story.
The one thing I want to say about that scene from Doctor Strange is how cool it was to see a major hero die over and over and over again.
It was cool, but at the same time, I thought it was pretty lame.
Dragon Ball Z.
Not because of that.
Well, that's my thinking.
Oh, that makes sense. No, I take that back. It wasn't lame. Nah, because I think about this scene, not a lot, but I think about it more than I think of the rest of the movie.
That's true.
I
that
thought
all
it
you
was,
got to say about Doctor Strange? Is that...
Well, okay, the way it was shot was incredible.
It was a
because
beautiful
this is
movie.
This is me coming in. I never got to see it. I never got to catch it. So, like...
I think if you want to look at how... If you just want to look at how a movie can be shot...
Yeah.
It's worth watching for that alone.
Like the imagination.
I heard the effects were pretty good.
Yeah,
they were.
That
They were
coupled with
amazing.
the imagination of the shooting, because if I had to explain it to somebody, I'd say it looks like it was filmed inside a kaleidoscope.
That's pretty cool.
That's accurate. It looks exactly like a kaleidoscope.
So, like, is it a decent story, at least until Dormammu shows up?
I enjoyed the whole thing. Even with that weird contrived ending, I loved. But I love almost all the Marvel movies.
Yeah, you love any movie that's really put in front of you. Honestly.
If you
tell me I'm wrong though.
I hated.
It Follows. That's it. Name another one.
Meet the Blacks.
Well,
the crappy, scary movie ripoff.
Well, that doesn't count because
that's not a movie.
It's awful.
It's a cash grab.
Like if you liked it, I would get you off my show immediately and replace you with Landon. Like if you like that garbage.
And it'll just be him explaining movies that I haven't watched to me.
That's also a good show idea.
Hold on, I gotta think about this. What's a movie that I watched that I really hated?
Not counting the Wayans brothers because they're garbage.
I like Marlon.
He's an okay person. As a person, he's okay.
And a comedian.
As a comedian, he's kind of garbage.
I didn't like the B movie.
Well, the B movie's kind of the B movie left me like satisfied and unsatisfied. I don't know how I feel about the B. Like when I first watched it, I was like, "This is weird." And then when you look back on it and how in depth the plot goes and how all like it surprisingly got like it's like that one thing where they're like, "Oh, he finds out." Oh, it's about him wanting to be something more than he is. And then he runs into the human, and he's like, oh, he wants to be more than what he is. And then he finds out about the honey, and then he sues. I'm like, okay, I guess now it's about him getting the rights to honey to the bees. And then all of a sudden he wins. And then, all right, I guess that's the end of the movie. That's he got what he achieved his goal, and then they're like, no, without the bees pollinating or doing anything or making honey, everything is bad and everything is awful and we're all gonna die. And I was like, oh, okay, they actually showed the consequences of this. Okay, what are we doing now? And then they just got a bunch of flowers that were somehow still around, so the bees could pollinate. And I was like, okay, now I guess we're saving the world now.
So what you're saying is the Bee Movie needs a really edgy sequel.
Yes.
Oh no.
It's like the Cars 3.
Bee Movie 2, Be Harder.
Be hard. Back to Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Dr. B Movie.
If you, as in terms of the storytelling, if you don't mind really dramatic moments kind of being undercut by humor that's hit or miss, some of it's really funny. There's a lot of stuff that like I could have done without personally.
Well, how was Benedict as an actor?
Oh God. Amazing. I love the Cumberbatch.
I do think he was a good Doctor Strange.
But like, I
And
don't know,
Sherlock.
like I think my like main like Marvel performance to look for is now are, of course, Tony Stark.
Yep.
Like Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark and Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. Those are the two performances in Marvel movies that are like, oh yeah, he is this character.
Yeah.
Like this, like when I look at Black Widow, I was like, oh hey, it's ScarJo. Like that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, everybody that they bring in is a good actor.
No, it's a good actor, but like,
Yeah, but
When
are
you-
you good
when
for
you-
that
What you're
role?
saying is that Ryan Reynolds and RDJ are their character.
like I felt that they, like the best performance for me is when you stop like thinking about them as the actor. Like when they stop becoming, oh, this is Scarlett Johansson doing this on my screen, or this is Robert Downey Jr. on my screen doing this. It's Tony Stark is doing this.
But that's because those two actors are those characters.
That's what I'm saying.
And not every actor has that relationship with the character that they're playing.
And some do. A lot of them have those performances.
Not a lot. An actor's job is to become someone that they're not. So
Yeah.
if you're not feeling that, it's because they're acting.
Yeah.
Really good acting is when you can't tell, and this is nothing against RDJ or Ryan Reynolds because I love them both and I'll see anything that they do.
I do love Ryan Reynolds. But I did skip Life because it looked like a bad Alien ripoff, and I was right.
They're not really, I mean, they are acting, but they're acting as themselves.
No, because that's what you're saying is the problem that I have with Brad Pitt nowadays is that, or like other actors where they just cast them as, oh, this is Brad Pitt. I'm
Yeah.
saying that,
But they do it well.
no, when I'm turned off by Brad Pitt as Brad Pitt, when I see Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, I see it as just Tony Stark on my screen. Not
Oh,
Robert
so
Downey Jr.
it's the opposite,
Yeah.
where even off camera he's still
doing
Tony
Tony
Stark,
Stark.
and
Yeah.
even off camera Ryan Reynolds is still Wade
dead.
Wilson.
Yeah. Or he's
Okay.
just Ryan Reynolds because I love Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Except in Green Lantern. That was awful.
okay. Well, we don't talk.
I
about
even
that.
liked The Proposal.
Well, yeah.
And my ex made me watch that, and I liked it.
I have it.
It's a fun time.
Yeah.
I'm
I
glad
love
you got that
And
off
Betty
your chest.
White's in it, and who doesn't love Betty White? Honestly, she's America's grandma.
She is. I love Betty. Landon,
Very true statements.
Do you have any hate for Betty White?
I don't know if I can. I
Can you-
wanted to be like a contrarian just for the sake of doing it, but like I just
Like, you can't force yourself to say it.
I can't.
It's
She's too perfect.
it's the peak of perfection.
Yeah.
It's Betty White.
It's like a grandma who'll bake you cookies and then get high with you after.
But any final thoughts on Doctor Strange before I
Um,
go into my atomic tangent?
Watch it for the shooting.
yeah, it's
Like-
it's a visual movie.
Visually, it's absolutely stunning. I can understand preference getting in the way of how the story's told,
Yeah.
but just watching just the technical side of the movie, immaculate. It's really good.
And I do like how they set up Baron Mordo for the next one.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
Because
That was good.
I can't. I don't think I'm saying it. Chiwetel Ejiofor.
I'm really bad at saying that name. Don't ask me.
Yeah, he's a good actor too. I loved him in Love Actually, where he kind of plays like the husband
movie's
that
not very
doesn't
good.
know. Oh, you shut your face. Love Actually.
A personal insult.
Yeah. That movie is amazing.
My favorite thing.
It's not like Valentine's Day or New Year's Eve or whatever. It's just good.
I don't know. I can't take it seriously because I don't enjoy it. But also I can't take it seriously now because Rick Grimes is in it. And whenever he's on screen, all I can hear is, Carl! Carl! Carl, I'm in love with I'm in love with my best friend's wife, Carl.
And Chiwetel Ejiofor is the best friend. He's the one that marries Keira Knightley. So it's Baron Mordo, Rick Grimes going up against Elizabeth Swann in this movie. An intimate love triangle. I
like, what was that? Begin Again, that movie she's in. I enjoyed that.
Begin Again.
It's like a rom-com.
Oh, with Mark, with the Hulk.
Yeah, with Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
It's
on Netflix. I've been meaning to watch
from Maroon 5.
Buffalo Ruffalo.
Adam Levine.
Yeah.
Oh God.
No, but he plays like he is Keira Knightley's ex-boyfriend, and he's actually a piece of garbage. Like he plays a piece of garbage.
So he's not acting, is what you're saying?
Yeah. They didn't even give him a script.
They
weren't even on set. They just pointed
the camera in front of it. Go ahead and watch it, and we can talk about it on the podcast next time, because it's actually got a lot of poignant moments for a rom-com, and it actually has an end that I enjoyed, where like you would expect her to get back with Adam Levine, but she doesn't.
Oh, she's one of those good women that knows when to say no to scum.
Yeah. It's a really good movie. Good. But an ex made me watch that too. But it was a good movie.
I feel like that's happening a lot right now.
No, it's because she liked rom-coms a lot, so she would have me sit down and watch them with her. And there was a couple that I actually really enjoyed. Rom-coms can be fun.
Oh no, I love rom-coms if they're the right kind.
What's the wrong kind of rom-com?
Like,
cause I'm trying to hear about movies you don't like.
Hugh Grant. Anything with Hugh Grant, except Love Actually. What's the one he did with songs and music or something? Songs and lyrics?
Anything by Nicholas Sparks is like awful garbage.
Except The Notebook.
I never saw The Notebook.
I love The Notebook.
But everything else is like awful garbage. Like really awful garbage.
Let's see.
Like Dear John is really bad. And
well, I don't like Channing Tatum
No, Channing Tatum, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of Channing.
I have mixed feelings.
Because he got out of like this typecast role where he's just the macho guy, and he
became a stripper.
Yeah. What? No, he got out of that too.
I love the 21, 22 Jump Street movies.
I legit thought you were about to say Magic Mike, and that's okay.
No.
That's okay.
I watched the first one, and I hated it. Although my mom actually was in Myrtle Beach when they filmed the second one, so she actually made it on camera.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But, so your mom is in a movie about male strippers is what you're telling me?
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to make that comment. I'm glad you did. Because I had to, like, pick up my phone and just force myself to keep the comment down.
But I would not be silenced on saying that about your mom. She's a nice lady. I like your mom.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. She's just in a stripper movie, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. Well, a male stripper movie. She does not do any.
Male strippers are strippers too.
They're people. Well. Sexist.
God.
You're what's wrong with our society.
I am what's right with this society.
I don't know, man.
Anyway.
These are bold statements.
May I speak about Atomic Blonde now?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Save the best for last.
Then you should go.
I set you up for that.
But anyway, so like Atomic Blonde, as I was saying, was what's her name? It's
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron. Theron.
She says no one can say her name right, but I've been calling her.
Well,
Theron.
then I want to hear her say her name. Like, why can't she say her name? Like, she can make that comment.
Maybe she's
that's the mystery.
Maybe she's Mr. Mixelplick if she says her name, or Rumpelstiltskin if she can say her own name, she'll go back to whatever dimension she came from.
You started that off. I was like, I don't think she has to say it backwards ever.
It's like Beetlejuice. I heard they're making a sequel. That was announced a long time ago.
That's been up in the air for a while, and
I
Tim
think it's
Burton
too
keeps
late.
working on different projects. I would love to see that because
Whoa.
I want to see
Screensaver's wild.
I want to see Michael Keaton come back and work with Tim Burton on Beetlejuice and a Batman Beyond movie.
I love
No to one, yes to the other.
No to Beetlejuice, yes to Batman Beyond.
Correct.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want another Beetlejuice?
It's too late, man.
It's not too late.
It's too
They
late.
brought back Twin Peaks 20 years later. If you
It's
can bring back Twin Peaks, my favorite show of all time.
In the words of 3 Days Grace, it's not too late. It's never too late.
Yeah, look at where they are now.
I wish you just stepped up from that remake, my friend.
What?
What? That's Third Eye Blind? Or is that 3 Days Grace? Is Jumper Third Eye Blind, or is it
Third Eye Blind.
It's definitely not
And
the
it's not the same
What is
song.
the? I know it's not the same song, but I thought it was the same band because I mixed them up because they're all about threes. What's Three Dogs something is also one of them.
Yeah,
Three.
You got 3 Doors Down. You got 3 Days Grace. You got Third Eye Blind.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I got mixed up. You got the Goo Goo Dolls and
3 words right there.
it's 3 whole words.
I'm 3. We're getting like Illuminati stuff going on.
Whoa, oh my God. Third Eye Blind, 3 Days Grace, 3 Doors Down, all have threes, 3 bands.
Wake Up
Right.
Sheeple.
Wake up, sheeple. But Atomic Blonde, as I said, it had too many plot twists for me. Like it had some great scenes, and like I really enjoyed, as I enjoyed with John Wick, is that the main character is not presented as Billy Badass, where they're untouchable, can't be beat, nothing can hurt him. She gets the crap beat out of her. She gets the snot kicked out of
Stop
her.
spitting on me.
No. She there's this 5-minute scene of her and this Russian spy just going at it, just hitting each other with anything they can pick up off the floor, and it's just, after a while it just gets like, jeez, when are they gonna stop getting up? Oh my God!
Just stay down.
Like they're just beating
Throw
each
in the
other with all
towel.
sorts of
What
stuff.
are you doing? Stay down.
But and it's beautifully shot. All sorts of selective and rack focus. Oh my God, it was wonderful to. And I went with my mom and my stepdad, and of course they never saw, because they don't know much. Like they don't know what we know.
Yeah.
About all the camera techniques and such. So I'm sitting there in my seat going, ooh. And they're like, what are you?
Your mom leans over. It's like, I think he likes that actress, and you're like, oh my God, that's a sexy shot.
I was like, look at that shot.
It's so perfectly framed.
Oh my God, wait, are they saying, oh no, oh my God, they're rack focusing, oh my God. I remember, and there's like a lesbian sex scene in there. And I remember my mom was looking over at me.
She slowly
she's
starts to cover your eyes like you're 12 again.
She was gonna be like, I bet she and my stepmother were like, oh, I bet you like that. I was like, it was shot so well. I wasn't even paying attention. Just look at that. Look at them shots.
So did they film on location?
I don't know. I don't know. I
don't
know where they got a Berlin Wall at this time.
It's the thing where I love location shooting.
Yeah, I get location shooting, but where are they gonna get the wall?
They could construct a fake one, or make it CG.
See, that's the problem with the video. What's the problem?
So they're gonna build.
What's wrong with America, man?
I didn't see it, so I don't know.
Who's gonna pay for the wall, DJ?
Mexico. Mexico is gonna pay for the new Berlin Wall.
That's the only political joke we'll be making. Everybody gets one, and that was our one. I couldn't hold it back.
All right, Spider-Man, take it easy.
Spider-Man.
Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one, yeah.
Tell him, Peter.
Tell him, Peter. But yeah. But it's shot beautifully. The story was kind of clunky and weird, and I did enjoy a lot of what's going on, and I did feel invested. But I don't know, the ending where they just threw 3 separate plot twists at me was just I don't understand why they would do it, because they didn't like allude to it at all. They didn't allude to it at all. Like, this will be I don't want to spoil it, but I do want to talk about like what bothered me about it.
Go for it, man. Because if I watch this movie later, I'm still going to enjoy it.
Okay, so like
or not.
for anyone who still wants to see Atomic Blonde, can we like put a time code?
What do you mean we? I didn't do that last time you asked me. I'm not gonna do it this time either.
Okay. Well, don't yell at me then. If they come at us for spoiling Atomic Blonde. Spoiler alert.
I mean, okay, hold on. Let's think about this. Is the movie still in theaters?
Yes.
Don't spoil it.
It should still be in theaters.
Oh, here you go again with the Google.
It's really important.
We have the technology.
Yeah, it's still in theaters.
Okay, if it's still in theaters, don't spoil it.
Well, if it's still in theaters, why can't we put the time code thing?
Because I'm not. I don't know. I don't want to do that.
I'll do it.
What about a new engineer?
We can do it.
I hope so.
Like, come on. I want to have this discussion.
All right. You know, here's what we're gonna do. Spoiler alert. Go watch the movie, then finish the episode.
Okay.
You know what you should do, right?
Or you can put the time code, but you know, whatever.
You should put like spoiler like in the video. So that way, like they see spoiler alert, and like, all right, I'm just gonna skim through the video, and when I stop seeing the word spoiler or something like that,
Should we just stop caring about spoiler alerts?
I mean, I understand them because I wouldn't want things spoiled for me.
Yeah, but if you're actively listening to a movie podcast about all like movies from back in the day to present,
I think you have
it's
to
just
like
a gamble.
you have to brand yourself as a show that either engages in spoilers or does not.
I don't care about spoiling stuff.
Yeah, well, like we gotta think of the people.
Like if a movie that I really want to see comes out, but I can't get tickets for the opening weekend, I will avoid all social media and podcasts and news stuff until I see it.
But you're just one man. There's millions and millions of people out there that are going to be listening to this. That is true. So take what I said and just double it.
What did you say?
And
I
women.
said man and women.
Yeah.
Because you said you were just one man.
And I said there are millions and millions, and then he had to put in the women in there because women are people too.
Because
We respect women on this show.
When did you turn on a dime and start being like open to the sexes?
What? Did you just call me a sexist?
No.
Like you just openly implied on the podcast that I am an awful bigot sexist
because
all the time.
When did you start caring about women?
What I said.
When did you start viewing women as people instead of baby makers?
Oh my god, that's not what I said.
That's what you
Because
implied.
episode 1, you were being like not down on women, but I was trying to be inclusive, and you were like, no.
That was a joke.
I know.
I'm allowed to make jokes.
Not
did
sexist
you-
jokes.
When did you care about the whole female thing?
When did you
All right, let's move on.
There's a whole other
Forget
chromosome out there, dude. Just waiting for it.
Okay, so let's go back. Let's re. Jeez. I am just one man.
This is true. This is a fact.
But why can't people do the same thing?
You're not. I'm still
Because
upset.
people
It's
are
like, I'm
different.
still upset that you just called me a sexist.
I didn't call you a sexist, all right? And we moved on. Just suck it up, Buttercup.
But let's ignore somebody being a sexist and somebody not being a sexist.
I'm not
But-
a
but-
sexist.
Okay, that's your official statement.
Jacob, officially,
No.
Jacob is not a sexist.
Okay, I'll allow it. But
We need to get. It doesn't matter unless a female says it, though, right?
That's. I don't. Is that sexist?
we're
No,
done.
This is not political.
We're done.
Done.
We're
I'm
done.
still
Okay,
mad
no more.
that you just like
This-
implied
I did
that I
it!
was a piece of crap.
This is why we have to. Not we, because this isn't. As far as I know, this isn't my show.
when you're here, you're one of us.
Okay.
When you're in the back row, you're a member.
Okay.
And Landon,
So-
you are the man, myth, legend.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to bring that up. The man with legend together. on the show.
No,
It's a little inside thing for the three of us.
But this is why you have to brand yourself as either a spoiler-free podcast, like a review type of thing, or you can have like a spoiler podcast where people know, like, okay, this is the back row. They're gonna talk about like everything in the movie that I don't want to watch. Some people will watch a podcast or listen to a podcast or something to find out if they want to watch the movie. So they would go to like spoiler-free content.
Yeah. But the problem with that is we're not popular right now.
Who cares about popularity?
Which is perfect because it gives you the opportunity to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I want to include spoilers.
I say we include spoilers, but I want to give fair warning.
Yeah, like spoiler alert, and also like because this episode doesn't really count. Like if we're gonna go do It next month, we're gonna say, what? Hey, we're talking about the new It movie.
Do what?
You made that joke earlier, and I'm still not laughing.
Landon thinks it's pretty funny. He's like, hey, you want to do an episode on It? And I'm like, an episode on what?
I just love how like upset you got just looking at him.
He does. He gets real upset with me.
Or maybe just put it in put like a plug at the beginning saying like, this is the back row. We might got some spoilers or
it's
whatever.
Like we label what we're talking about.
Well, what do we label this episode? Because this doesn't have a real topic. This episode is just called Featuring Land.
The Landon episode.
Late night with Landon.
I was thinking we just do like misc movies, like miscellaneous movies.
Miscellaneous movies 1, because I don't want to have like a set topic every time. Like these kind of episodes are the best.
Yeah. For
me, because I love. Don't get me wrong. I love shooting the crap. About
shooting the breeze, man.
Shooting the breeze.
Shooting the breeze. I've been doing this for like 6 years. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but he just go like I love these kind of miscellaneous things, and it's fun to do with the guests like Landon.
Yeah.
And like I don't want to don't get me wrong. I love talking about Alien Covenant and the Alien movies and Jaws. But like sometimes it's just nice to sit down and just have an actual discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you remember during the recording of the last episode, because we had to like stay focused and stay on everything.
Yeah,
it wasn't as. It was kind of.
It was difficult.
It was draining.
Yeah, after a while it just becomes robotic. That's why when I was doing my show, I would come in with my co-host and like I just wouldn't have anything prepared. I would just sit down in the chair and just talk.
Yeah, like
and
this.
That's like
we didn't have anything prepared for this episode.
Like I used to come out and like have stuff said like, oh, I have like these albums that I want to talk about, blah 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 blah. I have this topic, something happened in the news, we can talk about that. Nah, I'll just say what's on my mind.
That's what we did last time because we had points that we wanted, and I think that might be one of the problems with.
No, but that one went well for like if we're talking about a specific movie.
Yeah, and you have to take it case by case because like some things.
Plus the semantics of that day were also very draining because that was the last day of class.
Yeah, and we really had to get that last episode in.
Yeah. And like you really, it's a personal journey.
Yeah.
Because like the stuff that you do for your show might not work for like any show that I do, and like vice versa. Like I might have a certain way I do a show, and if I gave that formula to you, it might not work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you know.
Well, I think the bullet points and then switching up to what we're doing right now is a great way of.
So like alternating.
Yeah. Okay. Like just to keep it fresh for us.
Yeah, that's fair.
But as I was saying. Here's my spoiler discussion.
Right.
So, like, the double agent, she has a contact in East Berlin or West. I forget which one was the non-Nazi controlled side.
Germany.
They
were in non-Nazi Germany.
What did I say? Non-Nazi controlled side.
Yeah.
Well, that was me.
Same thing.
Well, that was me. Well, that's both sides would be non-Nazi controlled. Duh. But like the German side or the Russian side.
Wasn't it communist?
Communism or it was communism in the West. East, it was the West, right? West is the capital. Yeah, because we're the West. In America, we are the West, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the East is Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I'm right.
Unless we keep going around the world, then we become East again.
That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Do the Asians call us the Far East? Or. But yeah, it's.
I want to say West.
It's the West. Yeah, it had to be the West because we're the West, so it would be capitalism.
I'm happy you're not Googling right now.
You know,
Plot
Because
twist.
I'd feel real stupid if we post this and they're like, "You guys are idiots." It's actually the East Berlin.
Let's
it's
be real.
not.
Let's be real.
Where is West Berlin? It's nowhere.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yo, are you
Why was
telling
Germany
me?
divided right there?
Are you
That should
telling
be-
me
I know
that?
why. I know
No,
why.
but they might say, it was divided into this
It was divided
communist
into
side.
four zone. The Soviet and the Western zones. Yeah, because
Okay.
Russia got the biggest zone, and then the rest of the Allies got the three smaller zones in the West. So I'm right. It's
Okay.
the West. So she has a contact in West Berlin, and there's like the double agent is on the list, and the double agent's trying to get the list, which is in like a watch. And the whole movie they build it up like and trying to make it look like that he is the double agent. But it's revealed later, like at the very end, that it was her the whole time, like Charlize Theron.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah, that's a wild twist. I'm like, okay, and it's like in a whole interview format, like it's like one of those like in Persona 5.
Is it the back and forth between her and John Goodman?
Yeah.
I saw the scene in the commercial where he's eating the pizza, and that pizza just looks so good.
I don't remember that in the movie, but
Oh, it's one of those.
it was probably one of those like
Dude, they're probably just promoting Papa John's.
Oh my god, it's my favorite. Oh.
How'd I know, G?
Papa John Goodman's.
You are.
He needs to be the new spokes guy.
Papa John
Forget
Goodman.
doing those New Orleans commercials. John Goodman needs to be Papa John.
But yeah, he's but like it's told in the style of it's they're interviewing her after the fact about the mission, and it cuts back and forth between the mission and her interview. And the way the interview is set up and how they like cut it is like she set it all up to make it look like he was to cover her and all this other stuff, and it was really her, and the twist was, and then like, oh, they'll never know, and she'll continue to be on British intelligence. And then she like and just whatever, and then she has this scene with the main Russian antagonist, and then she kills him, ends up killing him, and all this other stuff happens, and she ends up killing him. And then after that happens, when she's in Russia, or she was in France, and to meet the Russian guy, and after that she gets on a plane in France, and she gets on the plane, and John Goodman's on the plane, and he's like, "You did a great job, agent whatever," and she like drops her English accent, and she's like, "Yeah, whatever," and he's like, because she called him a mean name, a lewd name, and he
Lewd name.
and he brings it up like, what? And and they laugh about it, she's like, it was convincing. I was like, wait a minute, so she was the double agent, but also an American agent that I don't. So she was the agent, the rogue agent.
Wait,
that
are
was
you
giving
still
out,
confused about the ending?
I'm still I'm upset because they like threw three things at me that I don't know how to take. So like what it's saying is that she was the agent that was giving out other agents' names. Okay, that's a good ending. It's quite a twist. Then they're saying.
What a twist.
Then they're saying, yes, straight from M. Night, and then
Wait, how come that's not?
it's because M. Night Shyamalan, he's a hack, but
He has moments.
he had
Split.
moments.
Was amazing.
Okay,
And what's coming between him and Unbreakable?
anyway, and then so that's a good ending. But then the whole thing where she was an American double agent the whole time, I don't. What was the point of that?
No comprende.
Was like there's like one last like, oh, look at that, wow.
Here's something to think about on the ride home.
And all I thought about was like, what? They had a fine ending. They didn't need. They didn't need to like throw in the fact that she was working with the CIA.
They're probably gonna try to sequelize it.
I don't know.
Maybe tie up
John Wick.
whatever.
John Wick Chapter 3 better happen.
Oh god, I hope so.
I love John Wick so much. The best scene ever in John Wick
The pencil.
is when the son is sitting in the hot tub, like, oh, whatever, he's not gonna
Yeah.
touch me, and like he just bursts in, killing all the guards, and he got one guard on the ground with his with his gun to the temple, looks straight at the kid,
And pulls the trigger.
just pulls the trigger, and then walks away
Yes.
to take care of the other guy. And the kid's like, oh god,
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga. But then yeah, John Wick is amazing
Yeah, we should do an episode on that too.
on both of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good old
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
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 See,
Anyway.
we included you.
See, it felt weird.
Jesus Christ. You're never satisfied. My
He's never.
God.
No,
Did you
it's
see that, Landon? We did.
It's like, okay, so the original thing's like back and forth, like yeah. But if you introduce a third person, like me and him were stepping on each other, so it should be like yeah. Like add a 30 instead of the yeah. You know what I'm saying? Does that
Okay.
make sense?
No, it doesn't.
So, you want to give it a shot right
No,
now?
because then it's fake. So okay, it would be like you're like I agree with you, and I'm like yeah, and you're like yeah.
All right, we're
yeah.
done.
I still want T-shirts with the yes.
We gotta-
Although if we get T-shirts that say yeah, people are gonna think we're talking about the yes. It's like no, I've never. What's the song by them?
Anyway,
You should just have like yes, just in different colors.
That's what I was thinking.
Or yeah with your face on it.
like yeah, with me like doing the finger gun thing, and then a yeah with him doing the finger
Yeah,
gun
and
thing.
the other way.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know.
Anyway, we're gonna probably run this episode a little long.
Yeah, it's
It's
alright.
already an hour,
Well, I mean, we have
We're
an
having
extra we have an extra person, so
and we're
yeah,
having
it
a
makes
best.
sense.
We're having the best
Yeah,
time shooting
I like
the breeze.
Yeah.
Go ahead with 7.
Alright,
Go ahead
alright,
with
alright,
7.
alright.
Go ahead with 7. Vin.
It's a 7.
7. Vin.
Yeah.
Seven. Vin.
The 7 in.
Seven.
Let me pull it up on
It's a 7.
Let me pull it up on IMDb.
So 7 in.
Actually, first let me pull
I
up
think
Atomic
that's right.
Blonde.
About what?
That sounds like
I
a.
want to see what like Atomic Blonde was rated.
R.
Not that. Yeah, cheeky monkey. 7.
Those are pretty good scores, I think.
It's. I feel like 7 is decent. Is a decent.
What are you talking about? 7's a great movie.
No, 8 is great. 8 is great. 7 is good. 9 is
Oh, jeez.
I baller.
Just missed him, dude.
I know.
doesn't
It just,
understand.
no.
What?
I said 7's a great movie.
Oh. Oh, I get. Oh. Oh, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I found out what's in that box.
No spoilers.
What-
I'm just
what do you
playing.
mean?
I'm just playing,
What do you
man.
mean
Of
I
course
can
we're gonna
spoil the
we're
Atomic
gonna
Blonde?
spoil the crap out of 7.
What's in the box?
We're gonna tell you what's in the box.
It's his wife's head.
Oh God, man! You couldn't give me the one. I wanted to say it. Ah. I was gonna do like this whole storyline thing, and then be like, "It was her head."
You can still do it.
But now it's gonna be like, "Oh, we already know.
Well, that's
It was her head."
well, that's basically what you have when you're rewatching it. You're like, gee, I
But
wonder
it's
what's
still
in
a
the
good
box.
story.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey's in that.
Yeah.
A good story doesn't care how much it gets told.
Yeah, dog. That's why I think Atomic Blonde won't hold up.
No, probably not. But not a lot does these days.
But like you know what I mean, right? Like,
Yeah.
7 holds up because even with like that twist, everything builds up to it, and you know and you feel it, and everything Kevin Spacey does is creepy and terrifying and all this other stuff. And then Atomic Blonde is just like throws 3 twists at you and quietly leaves. One more thing about John Wick though. The best thing ever
The best thing.
is like when you're like at the end of the action movie, like that kind of genre where you're getting the revenge type deal.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
And they're like, there's always that speech at the end where they're like, "Oh, you took this from me." Blah, blah, blah,
Well,
blah.
John Wick just kills the guy. No hoity-toity soapbox speech.
No, it was
He
nothing.
just walks in, kills the guy, and walks away.
Like that
I
was
love
the
that.
that was the best ever. Like you expect that like there's always the speeches like, "You took this from me and now you're gonna pay," and all this other stuff, and then
I want my family back.
no, No, John Wick. John Wick. The Russian kid just goes, "It was just a." Like, doesn't even look at him. He doesn't even look at him. Done. Just walks away.
Toothpicks.
Oh, cool.
Give me a toothpick. It's a toothbrush and toothpick.
Yeah, dude.
Yo. That's lit.
All right. I might as well join the club.
Take one, man.
May I?
Yeah, dude.
Back
Thanks.
row, now sponsored by CVS.
Thank you.
No problem, man.
How much do those cost?
I don't know. I found it in my car.
Oh God, these are secretly drugs.
It wouldn't explain that much, actually. I was gonna say it would explain a lot, but it doesn't explain anything.
Doesn't explain anything, really. But
Yeah,
yeah,
John Wick is good. We will talk about it later.
but yeah, Atomic Blonde's got 7, which is a good score. Anyway, let's talk about Severin.
Sevenin.
Se
That sounds
Seven.
like a
N.
like some exotic sci-fi fantasy name.
Sevenin?
Sevenin?
I think it sounds like Icelandic or something.
Kinda, yeah.
It's only got a 65 on Metacritic.
They should be ashamed.
You know what Predator has on Metacritic? A 32.
Oh, come on. Well, no.
No.
It's
Like,
can't justify
you tried
it.
to justify it,
And you can't.
for a
I
split
couldn't.
second. You couldn't.
Yeah, no.
Can't justify that.
No.
I'm here.
I mean,
Do it.
I can
Kill me
see-
now.
I can see giving Predator 2 a 30.
I liked Predator 2.
I just don't think it works in the city.
I think it does. I like Predator 2.
The thing that was so great about the first one is that they were alone.
In the jungle, yeah.
Yeah.
But
with
now,
only
but the
Predator.
whole parallel they're trying to make is now it's the concrete jungle.
Yeah, but it didn't. I don't know. That's just me. I saw it once and I was like, first one was better.
Well, of course, the first one's better. Predators was pretty cool.
That was a few years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
2012.
liked that twist where was it Topher Grace who played the doctor? Yeah,
It was
5 years.
It was
ago.
the guy from that 70s show.
Yeah, Topher Grace. He
Yeah.
played the doctor who was like innocent. He's like, "Oh, I'm trapped on this planet with a bunch of killers and
Yeah.
stuff, but I'm not a killer. I'm a doctor." And at the end, they twist it, and he's like, one of those psycho doctors that kill you when you're sleeping or something.
Yeah.
I like that. I can't wait for the new one though.
There's a new Predator.
Yeah, check it out. Look it up real quick. I can't remember. I think who's directing it. But it looks really good.
Yeah, I'm sure
Just
it'll be
from
as good as
what I've
Alien
seen.
Covenant.
Well then,
It's just
And
called,
we're back to square one.
now it's called The Predator.
Yeah.
the Predator.
Shane Black.
Yeah, that's who it was. I don't know. That's not an
Keegan
official
Michael
trailer.
Key is in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you gotta say about that? Okay.
No, I was gonna.
No.
Like, I don't know if he would fit in that kind of movie. Oh, it's Shane Black. He was the He was in. He's the guy in the original that was making all the jokes about his girlfriend.
He was in the original?
Yeah, he's that. Look,
Oh, snap.
he was the guy in the original that was making all those jokes about his girlfriend's, thing.
So you feel better about him helming?
I do feel better about that. Yeah, because he was
You
in
want to
it.
rescind that Alien Covenant joke?
No, because I hope it's not as good as Alien Covenant. Because Alien Covenant is garbage. Anyway, you want to
So,
talk about
wait.
7 now?
No, he hopes
That
it's
made-
better, not just as good.
No, you said you hope it's not as good as Alien Covenant. So
Because-
that means you want it to be worse than Alien Covenant.
No, I want it to actually have quality.
Then you need to.
Oh, did he
know what?
direct Lethal Weapon? Or was he in it?
Yes.
No, he wrote it.
It was Dick Donner who directed.
And then, what did he do? He wrote.
Oh, he did Nice Guys. That was a good
he
movie.
wrote and directed. Okay, now I'm very. Wait,
Cool.
did he help? Who wrote it?
Go to IMDb.
Who wrote it?
The hell
Tell
is
me
this?
who
All this
wrote it.
information is available to you.
No, it was not him.
Wait, Two Brothers wrote that movie?
I guess.
All right.
Oh, the two, Jim Thomas and John Thomas, the writers of the original, are on it, are attached.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they have writing credits right here.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
They're writing the screenplay with Shane Black and Fred Dekker. Wait, Fred Dekker.
I know that name.
Fred Dekker is in the original.
I feel like we're going down the rabbit hole of Google.
Fred Dekker is in the original. I know it. Maybe.
What were you talking
I
about?
lied. He's not in it.
Yeah. That's okay. We forgive you. So.
It's about 7.
Yeah. Crazy movie.
He's in RoboCop.
It never ends.
Sorry.
Go. The first time I saw this movie, I just put it on because I was bored, but it was freaking awesome. Like,
Bet you weren't bored by the end of that movie.
no, in fact, it was. I felt very disturbed by the time it was all over.
That'll do it.
So the basic premises is that there is a serial killer on the loose in this city that kind of goes unnamed, and at first, so it stars Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. Morgan Freeman is a detective. He's planning on retiring in 7 days.
Hey.
And Brad Pitt is supposed to be his trainee that's going to replace him. So the first kill happens, and Morgan Freeman is like instantly picking up that this is not a one-off. This is a serial killer, and he later finds out that it's based on these 7 deadly sins. So the first guy that dies was gluttony.
Yeah, he was real fat.
Well, he was forced and tortured by the killer to consume food almost nonstop.
Yeah.
Until it finally killed him. And they said in the autopsy scene, like, the normal size of a human stomach is like a golf ball or orange or something.
Yeah.
It's very small, something that it's smaller than your hand. This guy's stomach was the size of, it was bigger than a basketball, bigger than a bowling ball. It was just huge. It took 2 hands to hold it.
That's some good eating right there.
Didn't look good.
Well,
It's finger looking good.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
I
maybe,
thought that was funny.
Maybe I could tie it into like the killer's fingers, but I just
I just thought it was a funny joke because of KFC, but like it kind of died.
Yeah.
The second it left my mouth.
You know,
That's okay.
sometimes the jokes just fall flat.
Yeah.
Oh no! Here comes Randy to ruin our recording.
That's okay. He's all right.
Here he comes.
Here comes Randy Grimes on episode 3.
This is the second time in a row that you're coming in and
Yeah. Say hi to the. No, get back here.
Get out of here, Randy.
Say
We're
hi.
recording our podcast for 10
Introduce
live.
yourself.
This can't be good.
It is good.
Okay.
I think it's pretty quality
Hold
stuff
on.
myself.
Trouble, and trouble.
What are you talking about, Ray? I'm a professional.
Okay. Keep it right. Keep it clean.
I always do.
Huh?
Whenever there's a microphone, I'm always clean.
I'm sorry.
That was Randy Grimes,
Like I saw
one of
him.
the best instructors.
Like, I
Yeah,
saw
he
him
was like he
coming.
was making a beeline.
I saw him. I looked out the door and I was like, "Oh, here he comes! Oh, here she comes!"
He's an instructor, one of our instructors here in the media program.
Into your mic.
Oh, here he comes! He's a Randy.
Yeah, I love
Watch out,
him.
boy! He'll chew your mic.
Okay. Any more?
Go ahead.
You sure? You don't have one more little twisted lyric to throw out there?
No.
Okay.
I got.
We're not Atomic Blonde here. We only got so many twists.
But yeah, that was Randy. He's one of our instructors, and as much crap as we give him, we love him.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
He's okay.
He's alright.
Whatever. You guys suck. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah.
That was
The
pretty
first
lame,
victim-
DJ, which you didn't say nothing.
What?
I was saying that was pretty lame.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm just being honest. I like Randy.
I like Randy too, but I'm just like,
I'm not gonna let him know.
He's not gonna listen to this.
You don't know?
you don't know. Maybe he supports us like that. Maybe.
Maybe.
He, like secretly listens to all our podcasts on backlog
You never know who's listening.
Why hasn't he said anything?
because he supports us from afar.
He's a silent partner.
He's a silent partner.
He's that person that was always there, you just never knew it.
Yeah, man. He's been helping you every step of the way ever since you were in diapers, man. You didn't even know, did you?
I don't have anyone like that.
It's Randy.
It's Randy.
Been Randy the whole
It's
time.
definitely Randy.
Yeah, he followed me from Orlando all the way here.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, we don't know what he was doing before Trident.
Like, he says he was working for all sorts of news people. And he allegedly he went to USC, but I don't. Oh,
So-
yeah.
Finger buddies, allegedly. So you're saying that Randy stalked me?
No, not stalked you.
He protected you.
He protected you. He was like.
So he's Batman, I'm Gotham?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're his Gotham.
And here you are, not
Laughing.
Not in the hands
I'm
of the
his
Joker.
Not in the hands of the Joker. You're safe.
You're safe,
I
dude.
think I am his Joker.
You're not.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah.
about seven.
So about why Seven is such a good movie.
The first victim is Gluttony. And I forget who comes next. I know Pride was the,
That was the model, right?
yeah, model.
Oh, it's
who,
greed.
No, Greed was the one who had to cut parts of themselves off. It was very Saw-like. They had to cut parts of themselves off.
And put on a scale, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
yeah.
about. I thought that
think
was the second
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was greed.
And I mean I know I'm gonna get at least one of these out of order, but I remember Pride was the model,
Mhm.
who had to scar her face with like a blade,
Mhm.
or she'll succumb to the poison in her system.
Yeah.
And she
Couldn't do
dies.
it.
No, she's too vain, hence the Pride. Sloth was the guy who was forced to stay in bed for months on end, and he was like this
Yeah.
disgusting corpse, but he was still alive somehow.
Yeah.
Lust, I'm afraid to talk about Lust because it's a little TVMA, little.
Landon, what
R-rated.
are your thoughts on that?
I was trying to figure out what he was talking about, dude.
There's a underground club where they find the victim.
Oh yeah.
The woman was the victim on the bed. The guy was paying the woman for services, but the killer forced him to wear a device that stabbed her until she died.
I remember that now.
I could go into more detail, but I don't think that's appropriate.
Understandable.
So yeah, that
You
was.
not
the
remember
device.
that? Landon, what are you doing on Facebook?
Somebody started talking about breaking news. I had to make sure
Okay.
everything was cool.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a work thing. Give him a break.
I'm sorry, I got triggered.
A phone! Oh my God!
I need him to pay.
This is the guy whose phone goes off every time
Hey.
we record an episode.
Hey, it's not my fault. I'm popular. Okay.
Popular with your mom?
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. My mommy loves me.
Okay.
That's fine.
So that's 5, right? Pride, lust, greed, gluttony.
Yep.
No, missing 3. Right?
Yeah.
You got.
Okay. I remember, wrath.
That's what I meant to do.
Wrath
That's
or
what
rage,
That's what I meant to do this whole time. That sidetrack.
and
Is that what you meant to do?
Yeah, look up the 7 deadly sins.
and then envy.
It's.
There's one more. What was it?
It's. 7
Yeah.
deadly sins are lust, greed, wrath, pride,
That's the one you
envy.
missed.
Hmm.
You missed wrath.
No, he didn't. He just
He didn't?
mentioned wrath.
No, okay.
Envy.
Who was envy? No, okay. Envy and wrath come in at the very end.
Envy was
That's the
him.
finale.
Envy was Kevin Spacey.
I was getting there,
Sorry,
man.
I'm just trying to
I
help
said
you.
it comes at the end, as in I know. So shut your freaking face.
I'm sorry. I was trying to help.
Okay.
That's why I was on my phone, dude.
He grates me. He's like just gently sawing away at my psyche, and sometimes I snap.
No, your psyche's just very frail, dude.
Get wrecked.
That's true. I can't lie. I'm a fragile little baby.
Dude. He mentioned the wife's head, and you like almost blew a gasket.
Like I gave him his moment to talk about Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
I just expect the same, but I guess I'm wrong for
Nah.
expecting equal treatment.
Well,
See, you didn't make it known.
well, You know I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't shut up about how I wanted to talk about it. You didn't let me know that you wanted to provide the twist.
It's my movie.
It's not your movie. You didn't. Make
I
the movie.
picked it to talk about because that was the last movie I saw. Okay, so we got gluttony, greed, pride, envy, and wrath. Am I missing one?
You forgot to say gluttony that time.
Hmm?
You forgot to say gluttony that time.
No, gluttony was first. Oh, sloth. Okay.
Yeah.
So I need this paper to write this stuff down. Okay.
I'm horrible with memory. Do you?
Gluttony was the big guy forced to eat.
Greed.
Greed was the lawyer, politician, somebody who was forced to cut themselves.
Pride.
Pride was the model who had to scar her face or be poisoned, and she got poisoned. Lust was the woman who got stabbed. And sloth was the guy in the bed. Now, halfway through the movie, they're thinking, and each kill takes place over the span of 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
Halfway through, they're like, at this point, we're never going to get to the killer. And then they turn around, and Kevin Spacey's like, "Excuse me, detective. It was me."
Yeah. He just
Just
Kevin
like-
Spacey just walks to the
he
police
just
station,
walks
turns
in.
himself in.
And it's okay. Something that I love about this movie,
geez.
as I gently, evilly, mischievously rub my hands together, is the amount of detail in all this stuff. Like there are pages and pages that the character of the serial killer had written because he is crazy. Like he's obsessed with religion and he's trying to send a message and blah blah blah. So these props that one person like did by themselves, or maybe one team. But I just really respect that. Like they didn't phone it in. Like usually with things like that, it's just a book of blank pages.
Yeah.
I legit like when you started off and you said like one man or like one person, I was about to lean in and like look deep into your soul and say, are you gonna tell me that one person?
I'm pretty sure it was
Provided
one
all of
person.
That's
Like
crazy.
they sat there with the pen and they wrote out all this little stuff that pertained to religion and the sins and whatever, and they like desecrated a Bible, like scratching out things that they don't want to, or that the character would not want to apply to his mission from God or something. So yeah, mad props to the props department.
The one man props department.
Yeah.
The single man props to him.
Okay, so
You know what's funny is when I like that kind of trivia you have when I showed my mother the first episode, and you were talking about the lights with the Who. She's like, "Is that true, or is he pulling that out of?"
no, that's 100% true.
I don't. And then like you brought it up in the Jaws thing, the more Jaws stuff, and I was like, I think DJ's stick is to just provide trivia that you don't know if it's real or not.
No, I have heard all of this stuff externally.
I don't know.
I wouldn't make stuff up like that. Like, hey, during 7, Morgan Freeman used to have a donut every day for breakfast.
Wow, that's so interesting.
No, it's not, and it's totally made up. I have no idea if it's true. But that's what
if
I'd
he
come up
did?
with.
What if it turns out he did?
Then I'm psychic,
Whoa.
and I'll embrace it. You can pay me to read psychic stuff.
Read psychic stuff.
I'll read your aura, or focus your chi, or contact your dead pet from when you were 2. All right, it's dead. I'm moving on.
It's dead, much like that.
And you brought it back to life.
Pet Cemetery.
Good thing
I
you
was gonna
killed
go
it. Now you
Frankenstein.
can talk to it.
See, I'm a pretty good psychic. Okay, so they arrest the guy and they try to fingerprint him, but he had taken a razor blade and like shaved off his fingerprints.
Mhm.
And I think that's really disturbing.
Yeah, it is.
But
That's horrible.
Everything in that movie is like really disturbing.
absolutely, I think
Shout out to Trent Reznor.
this is. Oh, I completely glossed over that.
You glossed over.
And I'm so
See?
ashamed. So,
Because,
okay,
like-
the director of 7, David Fincher, is like BFFs with Trent Reznor. Like this movie started it really. Like he borrowed, or I don't know how that deal went down, but a remix. Did you say a remix or an alternate
It's
version?
not a remix. It's
an alternate version.
It's an alternate version that he released on the single album for Closer.
Yeah.
It's
so,
called Closer, Further Away.
Yeah. So Closer, this alternate version, appears in the opening credits of.
I believe that's the cut. I know it's one of those. I know it's one of the ones on the Closer single.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I believe it's no. It's Closer the beginning.
I could look it up right now, but the point is, David Fincher asked Trent if he could use it because it fits so perfectly. And like the first time I watched that movie and I heard it, I was like, "Oh, 9 Inch Nails, this is gonna be good."
Yeah.
And I was right. So David and Trent really work frequently a lot together. Like David has asked Trent to score his entire like Gone Girl, the big Oscar.
I love
movie.
that entire score. I remember when I was first watching that.
Gone Girl?
Yeah, and I was really listening to the soundtrack. I was like, I don't really know if this was Trent. I can't tell. And
I could tell.
And then I just heard this giant whoa, and I was like, oh, there he is.
Yeah, I like
like when he opened the shed and found all the stuff she bought, and like that weird soundtrack, like the weird part of the soundtrack was just this giant these big wubs that were like outworldly, just wub. Whoa. I'm like, there he is.
Yeah,
there's my boy.
The soundtrack was my favorite part, and I thought
it was a good movie.
It was all right. I had this theory, and I wanted to bring up to you. Do you think that one of the more recent singles from 9 Inch Nails, "She's Gone," do you think that was like a unreleased track from Gone Girl? Or it was somehow inspired by that.
It could be.
Process.
I'd have to look at the lyrics. I don't know the lyrics.
She's gone, she's gone, she's gone away.
But that's not the entire song.
I love the laugh that he does in that song. Ah, ha, 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 ha. It's so creepy.
I love everything Trent does.
I know. He's a legend. Like our friend here.
That's me.
Yeah. But yeah, Trent Reznor, 9 Inch Nails pops up with David Fincher quite a lot.
But
okay, so yeah, they're trying to figure out why he would turn himself in, Kevin Spacey, and he's like, they know there's like 2 more victims left.
Yeah.
And he's like, I will take you to them if what was the conditions? I'll take you to them if you. I can't remember exactly. I know.
I wish we had a video feed because I love.
I know, like everything, like his little miming of everything I'm
Landon
saying.
just mimes everything you say.
That was me.
Like with his hands, not his mouth. Just like if
That's what miming is. Mimes don't talk, DJ.
I'm just trying to elaborate.
That's a body.
I don't know. When you say mime, some people think like.
No, it's mimic. Well, no.
Mimic comes from mime.
Well, mimic. Yeah.
We're both right. Moving on.
I'm more right.
God, sometimes I want to just right in your face with my fist.
One of these days, Alice.
Pow, right in your kisser.
Wham, pow, straight to the moon.
So yeah, I can't remember, but he says, I'll show you where they are
if you do this thing.
If you listen to me.
Insert one condition.
Insert one condition.
So they get a chopper
to
follow the car, where it's just, I think that was the condition, only Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
I think that was the condition.
Sounds right.
So there's a chopper following them in this car, and he drives out to this field where there's like these big electric, what are they called?
Pylons.
Is that what they are? Let's go with it.
They're not.
There's
they're
nothing
not
around
poles.
for miles. No, it's not. It's not a telephone
It's pylon.
pole.
Yeah,
They'd
it's
have to be
pylon.
pylons.
Okay. Yeah.
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 Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Are you happy now? We finally
did it.
Yeah,
There
it
we
felt,
go.
it felt
Your
natural
little
up
weird
until the end.
format.
Yeah.
Landon, where did you get that?
It's right here.
It's just
It's-
a disc protector.
It's been there for ever.
Hey, it's Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, she's coming.
Oh, we got another special guest, guys. Hey, come
Hey.
say hello to the audience.
We're doing
Hi.
we're doing a thing.
Bye.
Bye.
That was fast. All right. So yeah, I think Kevin Spacey told Brad Pitt to start digging.
Yeah. and it was like a
No.
box.
No, he said we're waiting for something,
Yeah.
and then this like UPS delivery guy drives up and he's like, I got a package for Brad Pitt's character.
I got a package for Mr. Pitt. Angelina Jolie.
Oh, I wish.
Wow, that's mean.
I know, but I'm sure he wishes that now too, since they're gone.
She's gone. She's gone.
Brangelina is no more.
It's so sad.
Not too broken up about it.
I didn't care. I didn't know until like a week after it happened.
Doesn't matter. I don't know. Enough of the Hollywood power couple that it's no more. So yeah, this guy delivers a box, and Morgan Freeman is standing with Kevin Spacey, but Morgan Freeman goes to accept the package. He opens it
Sandra Bullock.
and shut up.
What? Sorry, I was trying to remember who was
We'll
was
get-
acting
we'll get
alongside
there.
Ryan Reynolds in The Proposal, and it kind of hit me.
Wow, man.
I was trying.
Oh
I was
my
sitting there like,
God.
who was it? Who was it in The Proposal? I was like, Sandra
You could have
Bullock.
just asked, and I would have told you.
Well, I didn't want to. I knew it on my own, and I did it.
So if you were in 7, you would be proud because you didn't want to ask for help.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like,
You're
all
gonna
you have to
die.
do is call DJ and you live. I'm like, no.
So yeah, Morgan Freeman's character. Freeman opens the box and he's yelling at Brad Pitt, "Don't come here, stay over there." And Brad Pitt's like, "What's in the box? What's in the box?"
What's in the box?
And he, because
You ever see that Vine where he's like, "What's in the box?" And it cuts this guy with some Frosted Flakes. He's like, "Frosted Flakes, man, what?"
that's funny.
Of course, it's not what he actually says,
Yeah.
but it's along the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
Of
yeah.
course.
We got you,
Yeah.
we got
yeah.
you.
It's the
Yeah,
best.
yeah.
It's one of the best. Frosted Flakes, man. Jeez. Is the censored version. Look it up. It's a good Vine.
They can't.
Oh no.
They can find it on some other.
They can
media.
find it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's probably on YouTube. So Morgan Freeman's character knows that if Brad Pitt sees what's in the box, that this psycho Kevin Spacey is gonna win.
Yeah, because Brad Pitt will kill him.
Yeah. So Envy, the guy who's Kevin Spacey is basically the character of Envy because
He was jealous.
he was
of Brad Pitt.
he was watching Brad Pitt, and he wanted his wife. So he went to her house when Brad Pitt was gone, and he cut off her head because he couldn't have her. He stuck it in a box, sent it over there. So Brad Pitt goes over, sees what's in the box. I forgot to mention, Gwyneth Paltrow played the wife.
Yeah.
So
He did an
Gwyneth
okay job.
Paltrow's head was in the box, and when Brad Pitt sees that, he pulls out his gun
Very good
and
job being ahead.
kills her. Therefore,
Kills her.
making. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
You implied that he killed Gwyneth Paltrow. He just took out his pistol and shot the head.
He shot the
Just
dead head in the box. It's like,
No, she just opens the box. Kill me.
yeah,
Very
Envy-
hardy woman, Gwyneth Paltrow.
and this is something that Envy wanted because it would fulfill his 7 deadly sins.
Yeah, because then he would be killed for his envy.
Yeah. So he died. So gets shot in the head. He died as Envy, which made Brad Pitt Wrath.
And Raph goes to jail.
The ending. The ending.
The end? Question mark? Yes, it's the end.
Yeah.
It is.
That's 7.
Well, it's a great movie.
I know, I love it.
It's a good movie with good actors
Yeah.
and good content. I don't know what kind of voice that was.
I don't know what it was.
I think it was like trying to be Arnold.
Jamaican. No, what? I thought it sounded Jamaican.
No, not even close.
No. Not
good,
even
like.
No,
No.
not at all.
No.
That's. Nah,
I don't know what.
It
Jamaicans
was
you're
so.
talking
It was so like in the middle of the road between like nothing and something that.
Like it was just all the way nothing.
to. Well, man, it hit me with the body up in here. Shoot. But.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 7.
That's all our movies.
And that's wow. That's it. We're done with our movies. Wow. So.
We did a.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the trash movie, Doctor Strange. We got the okay movie, and Atomic Blonde, and we got the masterpiece.
Yeah.
And 7.
I have good taste.
You just got lucky. That's just
No.
You
I have
honest.
good taste.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No.
You're the one who's seen a ton of crap.
I've seen a ton of crap, but that doesn't mean I like. Well, I like it because it's crap.
All right. Well, what's
But-
something I like that's crap?
Alien Covenant.
It's not my favorite movie, but I
You
we're
liked
not
it.
saying it's your favorite movie. That's,
I mean, you're saying that you love it. You liked it.
I saw good in it. I can forgive the bad.
It's like me with Alien 3 somehow. I don't know why I can do that with Alien 3. But no, Alien Covenant does not get that luxury from me. Alien Covenant just needs to die in a hole.
Well, that's your opinion.
It's my fact. It's a fact.
I'm just tired of getting disappointed with movies, man.
Yeah, man. Like, what the heck? Atomic Blonde, I was real unsatisfied when I left. It was weird. Like, I bet it was a good movie. Like, it was. It was
a good movie, but
it was
like,
fun to, like, watch through. But, like, those 3 plotters, I was just like...
very rarely do you just leave and think, man, this movie's gonna stick.
John Wick Chapter 2 was the one that I did that. Baby Driver was the last one.
Oh, I still
That I
want to
had
see
to-
that.
I still need to
So
watch
bad.
Baby Driver.
It's so good. It's so good.
Because I remember seeing a trailer for it, and I saw the trailer and I knew that this movie was onto something.
Yeah.
No, it's real good. It's real good. It's real good.
I'll give it a shot.
How's the soundtrack?
The soundtrack's good.
Like, who do they get?
I got a lot of different stuff because he listens to music all the time.
Yeah.
Like, they
That
got
makes
some
sense.
Queen.
Okay.
They got Sheer Heart Attack, I think, is in it.
Who?
Not the band, the song by Queen.
Oh.
Sheer Heart Attack.
All right.
Anyway,
Good.
I think this awkward silence and us struggling to talk about other things means that we are done with the episode.
I would say so.
I think we ran out of stuff to talk about. Landon, you got anything else you want to bring up before we go?
Nah, man, this show is like how long already?
It's like an hour and a half.
An hour and a half? I think that's
No,
good.
we've gone over an hour and a half.
I think it's good.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can.
You want to
Fine.
mention anything?
Nah, man, because if
Wanna
I
plug your-
mention something, we could probably like go on for another like 15, 30 minutes.
You want to plug something?
I'm awesome.
Any word from our sponsors?
Shave it up.
Shave it up! Shave it up, man!
I will say this. A smart man knows it's a one-way street, but a wise man looks both ways.
I like that. That's. He's already
Oh, he's
peacing
leaving.
out.
Well, he's leaving. Like, he's not even letting us, like, oh, man. Oh, he's leaving. Oh, he is. Oh,
He just pulled a Sal.
he's leaving.
For those Practical Jokers fans, he just fell on the floor.
That was poignant.
Like deep, and then it just.
That
like,
was the greatest.
It just like.
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you for joining us on the back row. This has been Landon. Oh, he's gone. He's not coming back.
I got him. I've been DJ,
I am Jacob.
and I want to thank our very special guest, Landon Boozer.
Hi.
There he is, for joining us today.
Hey, Landon, you want to come back on our show sometime?
That'd be cool.
All right, great. All right.
This
well,
has been the back row. Thanks for watching,
see you
listening,
next time.
hanging out with us.
Thank you, guys. Bye. 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 Bye.
Let's do it.
Bye.